what I want you to do now is go ahead and turn the page. We're not going to read all the other information that's on page 6. I'm sorry, on page 5. It's not really valid for us at the moment. Now, part of our goal today is to be able to understand what's the connection between a challenge and heroism, or challenge and a hero. So this page has a series of 4 quotes. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be paraphrasing what do we think these quotes mean, provide an example of when that quote is relative to a situation, and then we're going to decide, in terms of the word challenge, was the speaker of the quote believing that a challenge was an obstacle, a difficult task, or an opportunity? So before we start doing paraphrasing of quotes, let's just make sure that we're on the right track here. And let's write down, for our own sake, what an obstacle, what a difficult task, and what an opportunity would be. So somewhere near the top where you've got some room, we're just going to real quick write these terms down. So we have the idea of the obstacle. We have the idea of a difficult task. And the idea of an opportunity. I abbreviate a lot, so if you're not quite sure what the abbreviation means, just ask. I'd be happy to help you. Okay, for us, an obstacle is going to be a hindrance. Okay, do you remember that word from last year? Yeah, hindrance meaning it's going to stop you. It's going to prevent you from doing something. So perhaps some of these quotes are referring to a challenge as a hindrance. It stops an individual. Difficult task. Something's hard, but it's manageable. It can be done. I'll highlight this stuff too because I see it's kind of tricky to see from where you're at. Probably will stand out better in yellow. Is that helping some of you a little bit more? Yay, no, anything? Kind of, I don't know. The idea of the opportunity, that word challenge is seen as something totally positive. Good can come from it. All right, now I'm going to do the first quote for you. I'm going to paraphrase it. I'll provide an example. But together we'll kind of determine as a class, how do we think the word challenge is perceived? As the obstacle, the difficult task, or the opportunity? So could you read for us the quote, please, Taylor?
The true measure of a man is not how he behaves in moments of comfort and convenience, but how he stands at times in controversy and challenges. Dr. Martin Luther King.
Awesome. And in case you're on, okay, I remember the name. I have a poster of him in the classroom. He's right on that back wall. I like the way, okay? How you doing? So paraphrase. What does paraphrase mean again? What does it mean?
To put in your own words.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. Putting in your own words. Anything else that paraphrase could mean? Christian? Ooh, Jordan said shorten. Christian, you want to add to it? Summarizing.
Getting the big ideas out of the passage and turning it.
Nice. Getting big ideas out of passage, we condense and we shorten it. So for my sake, if I had a younger kiddo and I was trying to explain to him what the quote means, this is how I would paraphrase it. Challenges are what make you. They are what define you. They build your character. They create your personality. I'm reminded of a situation that happened to Miss Costa next door on the first day of school. She's got a little 4-year-old girl named Izzy, and Miss Izzy was going to kindergarten for the very first time. So for her, she saw the challenge of leaving home as positive. She was excited. Had her backpack, her little lunch pail. She was ready to go. She was excited. But in that same day, there were the little kindergartners who saw this challenge as very, very tough. I think you would know what I'm talking about. These are the kids that are sobbing, the biggest tears you have ever seen. They are clinging to their parents for dear life. They're collapsing on the ground. I can't do it. Come inside, Mom, and take me over here. And you feel so bad for those little kids, right? So that challenge is kind of defining who this kid was. Someone who really needs a support system or someone who's totally independent. They totally got it. All right? Now, examples, I kind of gave you a quick example, a real-life example there. Maybe a kindergartner's first day of school. That's tough. You got your whole kindergarten. But then I'm thinking of a fictional example, and one that I think would tie in pretty well, that I think everybody here would know about, this iconic character.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne or Batman. Now, challenges did define this man. When he was young, both of his parents were slain in front of him. Okay, how did that challenge affect him? Some kiddos, they would have totally been done. Life is over. Not only that, Bruce Wayne was brought up in Gotham City. Gotham City was riddled with crime, villains, bad things. But instead of it weighing down on him and being bad, he took that challenge to make that place better. He didn't want anyone else dealing with what he had to deal with as a child. So he took on his alter ego of Batman, and he took this challenge as something great, as an opportunity. All right? Now, this quote, we have to decide, the way the challenge was used by Martin Luther King Jr., is this challenge, this idea, is it considered an obstacle, a difficult task, an opportunity, all of them, some of them? What do you think? What do you go with?
It's an opportunity to show who you are.
Okay, Michael's saying, you know what? It's an opportunity because you can show who you are. Does anyone think it could be something else? It could certainly be a difficult task. Why do you say that?
Because she's showing the difference between how people think of both of them, and like those are different ways she kind of thinks of.
Okay, he explains the idea that, hey, this could be difficult, but someone's going to take it, hey, it's hard, but it's doable, whereas another person might take it as, this is hard, collapse, give up, done with life. All right, does anyone think of it as it's only an obstacle? None? Okay. Nothing wrong there. These are great ideas. Okay, now the next step, I want you to go ahead and I want you to work with one quote with your family. It doesn't matter which of the three quotes that you want to tackle, but I want you to find one quote, work together, do the same process that I did. Paraphrase it, provide me with 2 examples, and then decide, how does that term, challenge, define? Was it seen as the obstacle, the difficult task, or the opportunity? All right, go ahead, folks. Make your decision.